I just watched the Danish deception story and I have so many questions. Okay?
You let a white man scam you? You're Nigerian. He scammed you a little worse than his ancestors scammed our ancestors.
The Danish deception, but you deceived yourself. You actually deceived yourself because, I'm sorry, it's not going to take me up to $200,000-$300,000 before I'm thinking, hey, maybe there's something wrong here.
So if you haven't heard this story, the Danish deception, I don't know, you live in a stone, come out. Come out, because everybody's talking about this story. Oh my God. This is a story about a Nigerian girl that fell in love with a Danish man and got scammed, yeah? And she came out to give out her story. And, you know, different people had different reactions. Some attacked her, some, supported her. But yeah, today I compiled a video of some African women, Black women, kind of not supporting her or something like that for what she went through. And I'm going to post what they had to say here but before we start, let me just say something about this. First of all, just to thank her for coming out and telling this story, because it's never easy. When you see a woman come out and tell such a story, just cut her some slack or something. Don't judge too much, don't call her stupid, because it takes some guts for a woman to come out with a story like this that is very heartbreaking. And telling people. And one thing I want to thank her about this story is because it's going to educate so many people. It's going to open eyes to so many African women, especially, yeah, who fall to these traps. Because it's not a once. I'm very sure there's so many people who have gone through such scams, yeah, and they decided just to keep quiet because of the shame that comes with it, and also because they thought one thing and it ended up happening to be something very shameful and something very traumatic. I'm telling you, I'm very sure she's not healed, She might be telling this story with a smile, but I'm so sure she's not healed. Such encounters, especially with people like this, narcissists, does not just heal like that, yeah? So I'm going to let you guys watch this video about what women were saying about it. But at first, this is her story in short form. Let's hear it.
Anam Onyeka says she, her family, her friends, and even a coworker were scammed out of nearly $300,000, all by one man she thought was her soulmate, Martin Firstgard Andersen. She calls it the Danish deception. It started in 2022 when she met Martin at a beach club in Croatia. Tall, blonde, charming, claiming royal ties, wealth, and a booming tech empire. He flew her to Monaco, paid for flights, $2,000 a night hotels, showered her with promises, met her family, and built the perfect fantasy. And then the money problems began. He said his funds were frozen. The IRS blocked his accounts. His properties were stuck in escrow. She lent him $6,000, then more and more. Later, she learned he had borrowed $200,000 from her friend's husband, thousands from her sister, and had been lying to everyone in her orbit. The truth? He had a long-term gambling addiction, years of debt, and a trail of victims. After draining her and destroying her trust, he asked for a divorce and vanished. Now she's telling her story, so no one else falls for him again.
So I just finished the Danish deception, and I literally... honestly, halfway through, I wanted to give up because the shit was so uncomfortable, but I finished it and oh my God. Obviously, she did not make good decisions, but I think that it would be better to frame this as a story of this woman and her experience with emotional abuse, because what he was doing was financial abuse. That is emotional abuse, and also just emotional manipulation. And I feel like if you look at it that way, that kind of explains why she kept continuing the relationship, why he technically was the one to end the relationship, and all these things. Because if he's able to not only scam her, all these different people in her life, his Danish mentor that he went to 15 different business meetings with, and then also the fact that he was in another relationship with another woman, and then also while she was in a relationship with him, that ex-girlfriend, he was in a relationship with her for 7 years. So clearly it's not just her. And obviously I think that we can attribute some things, obviously the reason he was able to do this because he's white. That's literally the only way. There's no way. And you can probably maybe make inferences on her or certain things. Obviously, yes, she has her own part in this whole relationship or whatever, but I feel bad. Like, I feel bad, and I feel like I do feel bad for like the negative comments that she's getting, because yes, it is crazy. It was crazy that they're going on trips. It was crazy that like every episode they went on another trip. I'm like, girl, y'all can't just chill at the crib. Like, what's going on? If you don't have money, why are you going on these trips? Like, that doesn't make sense. But I feel like if you look at it under this like emotional cycle, that this like attachment cycle, the way she was describing being so in love with him, so attached to him, it's like how unhealthy that is. It's like you're not going to make rational decisions in that mindset. And I don't ever want to be in that mindset. Were there red flags at the beginning? Yes. The shit was not making sense. Yes. Her saying, I love you. I don't understand. Sending your passport to a man you don't know. I don't understand. Like, those things, I don't get it. But like the larger scamming, like scamming in general, I can understand how that could happen. But even like her friends, like they were all getting scammed. I'm like, you don't have gossipy ass friends. They don't talk to each other. They all don't be like, hey, have you lent so-and-so, Danish muffin like some fucking money? That's what I feel like. I don't know. I feel like my friends would all eventually come together and be like, hey, we all lent you money. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, there's so much here.
You let a white man scam you? You're Nigerian. He scammed you a little worse than his ancestors scammed our ancestors. I'm sorry, but I'm shocked he didn't get no land out of it like they did the first time. Because why are there Belgian people in? Because your good sense did fly out the window a little bit. Hate to blame the victim, but here's the thing. If he is a millionaire and he made that money without you, how come all of a sudden he needs you to make the money? Come on. He needs you. He needs you all of a sudden. All that stuff wasn't set up before you. All of a sudden he needs you to make the money because you are the missing piece. It don't make no sense. And this is why it's so important to stop pedestaling whiteness. And why the girlies be saying decenter men? This is why. As a Nigerian person, I can say this. We love white people too much. We love them too much. Because when you love them so much, you can't see their scams. Because he was running textbook stuff on you. He wasn't really... Like, I know you made 47 different parts to the thing. He did the Russian skiddamadink and the Czechoslovakian skiddamadoo. He did those on you. Like, basic textbook stuff you could Google. Wasn't even something complicated like a Ponzi scheme. But, because he was white and y'all was on them swirl pages, you didn't think to yourself to think. And that's another thing. We gotta stop making our kids so damn sheltered. That whole, like... Don't ask questions. Go with authority. Whatever authority says. Just because he got a little bit of money and he white and he's wearing that bada. You see why when you people do that, and it really does bother me. It really does. Because I've never seen any of you wear lederhosen. I've never seen any of you wearing their own cultural wears. They're always wearing agbada and they're wearing a shagu.
The Danish deception, but you deceived yourself. You actually deceived yourself because, I'm sorry, it's not going to take me up to $200,000-$300,000 before I'm thinking, hey, maybe there's something wrong here. Okay? It's not going to take me figuring out this man has a gambling addiction. It's not going to take the numerous trips that he could not pay for. It's not going to take me paying for my own wedding dress. It's not taking me none of that to realize that this man is a scammer. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And then people are saying that, like, oh, guys, don't go too hard on her. This could be you. No, it could not. It could not be me. It could not be. Maybe it's because I just don't have money to play with, or maybe it's because I don't play about my money. But whichever one of those things, I know for a fact. I know 100% for a fact that it could never be me. It could never be me. Absolutely not. I rebuke it. And why? And then he broke up with her. He left her. Huh? No, it couldn't be me.
I totally do not agree with this lady. This could never be me. Oh my God. You do not know about men. I'm telling you. Most people are saying that this could not be me. They will know. But no. Some of these men are so good at this that you can even stay for years without even noticing any cracks, But I hear common ones, start cracking at around 4 months, yeah? And that's where this started cracking, yeah? I'm talking about narcissists, yeah? But I think he's a narcissist or some psychopath or something like that. So I think there's no way you can say that this cannot happen to you. I'm telling you, even people with PhDs, very smart women, even very smart women can be lied to this. And I know you have heard these stories, especially when they say like these Nigerian men who, trick or who lie to older women in dating sites or smart women in dating sites. It can happen to you. It can happen to you. And every time a woman comes out like this, please support her. Please sympathize with her, because it takes guts for somebody to come out and say this, and it's going to wake up so many women, and it's going to teach women a lesson. And she has learned, I'm very sure she has learned her good lessons, and there's no need of rubbing salt in it. Let's just support her. She's a woman, and we need to support us as women. We need to come together and support each other. Every time we fall, you need to have a group of women supporting you, not a group of women shaming you. I did not like that most women are shaming her. Oh, it's because he's white. It's because he's handsome. Whichever color, if he's black. If he was a black, handsome guy, it would be the same story, I'm telling you. If it was, I'm telling you, a Chinese guy, it would be, the color here, I'm telling you, does not have to do with anything. Even if such things are there, this can happen. Any other guy can do this, I'm telling you. Any other guy can do this. And I think that she was in love. Like, she was genuinely ready to start a family with this guy. Genuinely ready to, have a happily ever after. And, it turns out that he was not an okay guy, yeah? And that is what we need to be careful, especially African women who want to date white women. Because sometimes we might think that white men are better than Africans or something. And it's not usually like that. Men are men. Black, white, Chinese, I don't know. Philippine men are men, and we just need to understand that properly, because wow, our story is just heartbreaking. And I hope you learned something from me. I hope you learned something from here.
She was afraid of being labeled a gold digger, and that's why she got. And until Black women heal their relationship with money, I think Black women will continue to get got in relationships. Let's put on our thinking caps and talk about it. As I watched the series, one of the things that I kept noticing was her emphasis on she wasn't with this man for money. She didn't want him to think that she was with him for money. And living in a capitalist society at this point, I think if we treated money like a natural resource, because at this point it's vital for our survival, that I feel like Black women would feel like they are more deserving of it. They are in need of it, and it's a resource that they enjoy having and a resource that they enjoy using. And I truly think the need to convince men that we're not with them for money stems from Black women being labeled gold diggers, right? Because in what other community is money not important? In what aspect of life is money not important? But whenever it comes to money in relationships, Black women have this need to want to prove that it's not about the money. And I think that's part of the reason why these hypergamous, hypogamous, and homogamous conversations keep coming up, because Black women are trying to prove that money doesn't matter to them, when in fact it does. So when he came to her to ask her to borrow $30,000 and really ask her to borrow any amount of money, she felt like she needed to, because she needed to prove that it wasn't about the money, and she was willing to be a ride or die and hold her man down, despite all of the red flags by that point. And I feel like we need to get over this fear of being labeled gold diggers, because if a man views you as a gold digger, then that means he knows he needs to have gold, and he needs to be willing to share that gold. Because women who are gold diggers ask for what they expect. And honestly, if money wasn't important, he wouldn't have used money as a manipulation tactic. He wouldn't have used money as a way to love bomb her, to get her to open up and get her to soften herself. He used money as a tool to get from her what he wanted to get from her. But for some reason, as Black women, we downplay the role of money when it comes to romantic relationships. And I really want us to heal our relationship with money so that we can stop getting got.
I just watched the Danish deception story, and I have so many questions. Okay? I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised. Do you get what I mean? I knew where the story was going from part 4. Do Do you get what I mean? Like, there were so many red flags in this story, and I really do believe that the reason why he was able to get away with what he got away with was because he was from Denmark. Yeah, I believe that his white privilege, as well as his pretty privilege, is what awarded him the audacity to actually ask for money from all of these people, and they just like willingly gave it to him. With no question, with no investigation. Do you know what I mean? The craziest part of the story to me is her giving her passport information to somebody she barely even knew. Like, she didn't even have his phone number. Like, who does that? Like, honestly, who does that? And like, every single time, it just keeps coming back to me like, babe, you are Nigerian. You should have known better. You should have known better. Like, there's just so many things that don't add up. Like, I know that we're supposed to be feeling sorry for her. I understand that victim blaming is a thing, but I genuinely believe that we're not getting the full story here. I really think more happened. And I think that this is just a version of the story that she's comfortable with. Okay? Like, we still get to the point, but I know that her friends probably told her. That many friends involved, I know that there were friends who probably told her the truth, who probably told her to be careful. That friend who went with her on holiday, right? We never heard about her again. Remember, she was uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable with how excited and desperate she was. But she obliged because she's a good friend. This is what I mean. I know there's more to the story. I just know. I also believe that the entire story around him being a gambler and having a gambling addiction, I believe that that was all made up. I think that was part of the scam. I feel like she was so enthralled and so invested in being chosen, in being the type of girl that wasn't with him for his money. Like, she really wanted to prove that so bad, even though she was. Let's be honest, right? I think that she just wanted it so bad that she couldn't see that that was also part of the scam, because it's the perfect cover-up, of course. Like, if you can't pay the money back, then you just say you have a gambling addiction and you've gambled it all away. Then no one expects you to pay it back. It's actually quite genius, actually. But yeah, man, I just feel like there are so many holes in this story, even in the way that she's told the story. I just feel like there's more to the story, guys. There's more to the story. She was just so easily invested. And let's be for real, she went after him. And to this day is not really taking responsibility for her part. Like, she kind of handed it to him on a platter. Like, she made it so easy for him. Like, yes, I feel bad. I feel like she was groomed, but then I struggle with that because I'm like, you went after him. Do you know what I mean? Like she hid the marriage from her family because she knew that this was crazy. She knew that they were in financial ruin, and then they still kept going on the trips. Make it make sense. Like, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I struggle, like, morally, I struggle with it because I want to feel sorry for her. But at the same time, it's like, you did this to yourself, babe. Like you were the perfect mark. The perfect mark. And I just don't understand because I'm like, as a Nigerian, he borrowed money from all of your family and nobody brought it up. Nobody said anything. Like, if my husband took money from my mum, she would definitely mention it, surprise or not. She's gonna say something to me, like, just so you're aware, like, I gave him a little something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, like, so many questions, man, so many questions, but it's good that she's finally divorced him, but I just want to know, like, how much is the debt really? Because I know that there was more. I just know there's more to the story. I just know. But yeah, let this be a lesson, man. Let this be a lesson to never, ever, ever in your life give money to a man. Because a Nigerian babe would never. But after hearing this story, who flipping knows?
The Danish deception guy, yeah, I've met him. Let's get into it. So I've already done a story time about this on my Danish account, but y'all keep asking about it in English. I thought I would post it on my English speaking account. So basically, I met him a couple of years ago when he was dating a very close friend of mine. In the beginning, when I was watching her videos, I did not know that it was him, okay? I was just following because she knew how to tell a story and it was super juicy. And you guys, everybody was hooked. Hello. So imagine my surprise when my friend writes in the group chat that this is the guy and she dated him. And I go, wait a minute, I met him when you guys were dating. People who do not know me, I grew up in Denmark, so everything about this is happening in Denmark. So when I met him, he was very charming, very nice, nothing negative to say about him. And also, like, I'm strict, but my friend is much more stricter. So I knew if she introduced me to this man that he must have been a really good man. Not only is this guy a scammer, he's also a cheater because he was seeing my friend, his now ex-wife, and his ex all around the same time. Like, there's an overlap. And yes, he was out there selling everybody a dream. I'm not going to go into detail about the relationship that he had with my close friend, but what I can say is that this man did not come for any royalty. Okay, his last name is such a basic ass fucking Danish name. He was not in the Olympic. He did not come from a well-off family. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but let's keep it a book. And thankfully, my friend never gave him any money. Okay, thank God for that. And I feel like a lot of people should give Onyeka some grace because obviously, if he could scam her family, her friends, and scam across the whole world, then obviously he's a fucking good scammer, guys. Come on now. And let this be a lesson for every girl out there. Do not give man any money, okay? Not in this economy and not in the next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you collected some knowledge from this video. And go watch her story. You need to watch her story so as to understand her and to understand it better. And yeah, comment down below your opinion and see you in the next one.